The poem The Mosquito is part of D.H. Lawrence's collection of poems titled Birds, Beasts and Flowers, showcasing his prowess as a renowned 20th-century novelist and poet. Employing the poetic technique known as pathetic fallacy, the poem attributes human emotions to animals and objects. In this particular poem, the poet engages in an imagined conversation with a mosquito, treating it as a companion. Through the use of second-person narration, the poet poses several questions to the mosquito, addressing it as Monsieur. He observes the mosquito's movements, remarking on its slender and agile legs. The mosquito, with its weightless body, stealthily lands on the poet without his awareness, prompting the poet to ponder if it is a phantom-like presence, appearing and disappearing unnoticed by others. The poet narrates how he overheard a woman referring to the mosquito as the winged victory, symbolizing its actions and triumph. The poet whimsically suggests that the mosquito hears this praise and responds with a smile. The poet's doubts persist as he questions how such cruelty can reside within the frail and translucent body of the mosquito. Despite its delicate wings and legs, it possesses the ability to gracefully navigate through water and air, akin to a heron. Although it appears inconspicuous, an air of malevolence surrounds it. The mosquito's stealthy movements in search of prey leave the poet's mind numbed. He marvels at its ability to remain invisible, its tricks and enchantments. This cunning creature prowls and circles around the poet, inching closer to feast on his blood. Given its insatiable appetite for human blood, the poet refers to it as a ghoul on wings, an evil spirit that feasts upon the deceased. The poet vividly describes the mosquito's actions. It delicately perches on its thin legs, gazes at the poet with a sly sideways glance, and, upon sensing his awareness, swiftly punctures his skin. In response to the poet's anger, the mosquito hastily flees the scene. This game of deceit continues between man and mosquito. The poet condemns the mosquito as an evil entity, particularly resenting its intrusion into his ears. The mosquito's presence stirs within him a sudden surge of animosity. The poet labels the act of biting as a nefarious strategy and questions the reasoning behind such behavior. While others may consider it natural for a mosquito, the poet believes in the imperative of protecting the innocent. To the poet, the mosquito's buzzing sound resembles a triumphant slogan, a proclamation of victory in its quest to make him scratch his scalp. The mosquito perceives human blood as a mystical elixir, sucking it and briefly pausing in a state of imposed forgetfulness. It remains silent, motionless, clandestinely extracting blood without permission. The poet contemplates the mosquito's weightlessness, which grants it immunity from being easily killed. These thoughts fuel the poet's ego, compelling him to prove his power by ending its life. He succeeds in killing it, leaving behind a stain of his own blood. The mosquito dissipates like a faint blur. Initially, the poet viewed the mosquito as a powerful entity nearly on par with humans, but in the end, it is reduced to insignificance.